Hi there. So I had some kids ask me for help on this kind of problem, particularly number 22. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the steps in order to do it. So first off, you need to assess what you're asked to do. We're supposed to figure out R so that we achieve a slope of whatever I provide you. So basically, your job is to figure out, using the slope formula, how to arrange these numbers so that you get -8 as your answer. Right? So the first thing I would do is I would go through and label these x1, y1, x2, y2. Just a good habit to have. You're going to do it throughout your high school career. And then I'm just going to plug these values into the correct spot. So -8 goes in y2's spot. -6 goes in y1 spot. 5 goes in x2 spot. And r goes in x1 spot. And they're telling you that that fraction should equal -8. So that's the task, to solve that equation. So I'm just going to clean it up a little bit here. I don't like the minus minus. So now the top part of this is -2. The bottom is still 5 minus r, and we still have -8. Now there's two ways to do this. I'm going to show you the first way, and then I'll show you the second way in a different problem. So my issue right now is I don't like fractions, right? They're nasty, they're ugly. So this whole thing needs to get out of the bottom. Well, how do we do that? Well, we multiply the whole thing to the top. We're totally allowed to do that as long as we do it to the other side of the equation as well. Right? Remember, 8 is an actual top number because it's always over 1. So we are still doing 5 minus r to the tops of each side. So we're okay. And then the fun part, we get to cross these out. So bye-bye. Now I have -2. I'm going to go ahead and distribute the -8. I'll get -40 plus 8r. And then I think you're probably pretty good from there, but just to make sure, we're going to add 40 to both sides, and we're going to get 38 equals 8r. And we're going to divide by 8. And then, you know, Mrs. Stoltz's rule, reduce your fractions. So we're going to make that 19/4, and that is r. So basically just setting up, plugging things in, and then just using your algebra tricks. Right? I'm going to do another one for you. Let's get rid of this stuff. This ugly duck. And what's an ugly problem here? Number 26. That looks ugly. Let's do that one. All right, so again, we're talking about slope. So we probably should label these x1, y1, x2, y2. We're going to go ahead and plug them into our formula. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And they're telling you all of that should come out to equal 11/2. What you don't want to do is you don't want to tell me that 1/2 minus 6 equals 11. That doesn't even make sense, right? Because this really isn't 11. It could be like 22/4. All I know is the fraction value is 11/2. So we don't want to just say, oh, the top equals the top. No, it never works like that. So the first thing I might do is clean this up a little bit. So 1/2 minus 6, for example, you could change that to -5.5. Do you have to do that? No, there's other ways to do it. So what we could do is realize, well, I don't like the r minus 1/3, and I don't like the 2. So I can multiply both sides by r minus 1/3. R minus 1/3. Okay? As long as I put it on top, I get to cross it out. So this is no longer a fraction with r in the bottom. Now it's just 1/2 minus 6 equals. And if you really want to, you can take 11/2 and you can distribute it to that. That's totally fine. However, I'm going to show you a lazier way that I think you're going to like. Okay. I usually don't teach this to kids right off the bat because you got to know when to use it. So here's a giveaway for you. Do not do this unless you have an equal sign between your fractions. If you don't have that equals there, you can't do this. We are going to put this in parentheses and this in parentheses because there's two things written here. And then we're going to take this and we're going to multiply it to the 2. How do I show that? Well, I'll put a 2 up front, and I'll put all that stuff still in parentheses, just right beside the 2. And then I'm going to copy my equal sign, and now I'm going to do it again. But this time I'm going to do 11 times all of this stuff. Again, I'll put 11 in front, and I'll put r minus 1/3 next to it. And then I would think that you're probably good from there, but again, just in case, 2 times 1/2 is 1, 2 times 6 is 12, and then 11 times r is 11r, 11 times 1/3 is 11/3. If you want, go ahead and do 1 minus 12 and change that to -11. Why not? It just makes things a little quicker. And then you know me, no fraction Mrs. Stultz. I like to just go ahead and multiply everything by 3. So I now have -33 equals 33r minus 11. Again, probably pretty good from here on out, but we'll go through and finish it. So I'm going to add 11, get -22, then divide by 33. You know my rule. So we're going to reduce this to -2/3. And that's how you do it.